Lori and Mark had just gotten married when they moved into a tiny rental home near his job. It wasn't in the best condition, but it was cheap enough that it allowed them to save up money for their first home. Everything seemed completely normal until Mark's grandmother gifted them a wind-up clown figurine that she had found at a yard sale. Its head spun and it played music, and Lori was creeped out by it from the beginning. But it was a gift and she wanted to be nice, so she put it up in their kitchen. But then it started playing music and spinning its head all on its own, sometimes right when you would walk by it. So she took it and threw it in the trash. But a few days after the trash was picked up, it suddenly showed back up on the shelf all by itself. Later on, Mark's mom came by to visit, and Lori started telling her what had been happening with this figurine. Mark's mom picked it up herself and held it, and its head started spinning around wildly. She was so freaked out by it that she prayed over it and then drove it straight to the dump herself. But after that, things at the house changed. One afternoon, as Lori gets home, she sees a tall man wearing a black hat standing by a tree. And as she approaches the house, he starts to follow her. She gets inside and locks the door just in time. But then her niece and nephew come over to spend the night, and they wake up screaming in the middle of the night, describing the exact same man standing over the bed. They stayed the night several more times, and every time the same man would show up, to the point that they started refusing to ever come back. One day while Mark had gone fishing, Lori started hearing the sound of furniture crashing against the walls like something was throwing it. She left the house and refused to go back until Mark got home. But when he got there, he checked the room and everything was completely untouched. But from that point forward, she refused to be home alone and would go to her mother's house anytime Mark couldn't be there. Then an old woman started showing up at their house at night and standing under their oak tree. She would stand there and just mumble to herself. And eventually Mark came out and yelled at her and told her to leave. And she whispered back, "You can't take us all," whatever that means. They later learned that two brothers owned the house and that their father had passed away there. A tall, mean man who always wore a black hat. Mark ended up taking extra jobs and they ended up moving out as quickly as possible. And as soon as they did, everything stopped. A year later, their car broke down while they were taking some back roads. And when they got out, they realized that they were right in front of their old house. Mark jump-started the car and got out of there as quickly as possible. But why did the clown figurine start this whole thing? Follow for more scary stories.